Cause here I am, chilling, sitting happy, pretty, and content, making sure that I'm getting a proper sleep. And then here you come with your big old head making a mess of me.
Be who you are. Be like water. Be like the ocean. But don't put your vastness in a small container.
Exactly.
To make somebody else happy.
Exactly. Surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are going to catapult you. Because I feel like if you're hanging around the same people that don't know where they are, they don't have no guidance, they can't lead you because they need to be led themselves, you're going to constantly be running into a brick wall.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome. If you like what it is that you see, like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow Visionary Price, the amazing visionary behind all of this, and follow myself at Miss We Care. We got more content coming, guys.
See, I had an epiphany the other day, thinking about how I just sit here and let these fools play with me. And ever since then, I just put myself on Do Not Disturb. Because I just find it funny how you can waltz into my life just to come in to disorganize my space. Because here I am, chilling, sitting happy, pretty, and content, making sure that I'm getting a proper sleep. And then here you come with your big old head making a mess of me. Now, you don't want me, but you want me to believe that you do. So you tell me all these things that I want to hear just to keep me around. Whispering a whole bunch of nothing in my ear just to lay me down. Buttering me up just to get what you want. But then when you get me, you ghost me. And now you know where to be found. But all I know is I was over here doing just fine all by myself. But then here you come walking in, knocking things off my shelf. Now I'm disgruntled because I'm left to pick up these pieces. Not to mention I'm agitated at the slightest of things. So here I go scrolling. I feel like I'm chasing you, waiting around for your call. And I can't even get a text back, man. What is that about? At this point, you're just an unnecessary distraction, and you costing me my peace. But see, it's been a long time coming. But today, I'm finally getting back to me.
What's up, y'all? It's Visionary Price. We're at the Visionary Place. Once again, out in nature. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
What you think about nature?
I think it's nice. I like the natural sounds, that are.
You feel me? The birds
there.
chirping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Today we got amazing poet. I know I say that a lot, but y'all heard what she just spit. And it's so relatable. That's what I like about it, because everybody go through relationship problems.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? So, without further ado, I'll have her introduce herself.
Yes, my name is Cintel. I'm a spoken word artist. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I like that. Short on the intro.
Yes.
Yeah, we get right into it. You feel me?
Yes.
Okay. With this piece you spit, right? It sounds like it had to come from a place of experience.
Yes.
And I think we all had them type of relationships where you feel like the other person wasn't giving as much as they should. You know what I'm saying?
Most
My
definitely.
question to you is, how do you stop that from happening now? Like, what is your processes you put forward to not let that happen no more?
Yeah, I feel like nowadays, because I know who I am and I know my worth, it's like I'm just not going to put up with it. Like if I feel like the energy's not matched, then, there's a conversation that has to be had, and then I'm out the door.
That's simple.
Yeah.
What did it come down to, though?
Because I just feel like, my time is valuable, and I feel that it's important that if you're with someone, you should be on the same page, because if not, then one person is given more, and the other person is not given enough, which is causing, somebody to be left behind, or where someone has a lot of, stress on their shoulder, or feeling like they're not taken serious, So I just feel like if we're not on the same page, we can't really be together, because
There's nothing you can do.
yeah. No point in it, really.
Yeah, so
because I'm not about to continue to lose sleep, because I feel like in a lot of relationships that I have been in, that will be the end result. Like me losing sleep, worrying about this person, why am I not good enough, and a woman should never feel like that. You should not feel like you are not good enough, because you are everything that you need to be, with or without someone. But I feel like we allow people, to come in and tell us our worth, so.
Is it more of a
kind of insecurity thing?
I think it has a lot to do with insecurity. Like for me, that's been a big thing for me. Like growing up, I was very insecure, very shy. You know, I was always thicker than, you know, the average person, the average friend that I had. So, you know, I wasn't always, you know, looked at first. So it's like I would do certain things just to get their attention, or be willing to compromise just for the sake of literally having somebody's attention, or being, you know, I don't know, a lot of times people be like, oh, as long as I have a piece of man, I'm good. Like, that's how I was. Like, if I have just a little bit of time with you, you know, even if we, you know, have sex or something like that, like, at least I have time with you, you know, and in this moment, you know, I'm feeling great because I'm feeling wanted, I'm feeling desired, I'm feeling needed. But then, you know, after that, I put my clothes on, and then now I'm still even more empty than I was before.
For the girl out there that was like you know, what advice would you have for her?
I would say, like, really get around women that are going to help sharpen you, because I feel like we were not made to do life alone, and I feel like a lot of us do life alone. You know, we feel like we're not capable, or we feel like we don't have the necessary things that we need, and I feel like, you know, going back to like discipleship, like that's important. Mentorship, that's very important. And having a sister circle that's going to tell you the truth, you know, and just encourage you, pray for you, you know, talk to you, so that you feel like you're not alone. And I think that that's why I write, and that's why I share. It's vulnerable. You know, sometimes it's scary, but like you said, there are other people that are out there experiencing the same thing, whether it be they've gone through it or they're experiencing it now. And I always want to be that voice, like, no, you can, you know, you can live this life. You know, you don't have to, you know, take shape, you know, or form to fill in with everybody else just for the sake of existing. You know what I mean? Yeah, so.
To me, that sounds like, be who you are, be like water, be like the ocean, but don't put your vastness in a small container to make somebody else happy.
Exactly. And I feel like we do that a lot.
You feel me?
Yeah, and I feel like, especially as young women, especially, you know, because, you know, like me and my mom were close, and my sister, but there's a little age gap there. You know, so I surround myself, as I've gotten older anyway, I've surrounded myself with people that are doing better than me. You know, not to say that I shun people that are on the same page as me, but that way I always have something to look at, you know, because we need models. So I surround myself with a sister circle, and I've learned to reach out if I'm feeling, you know, stressed or depressed, or just feeling like I just need like somebody. Like, I'll literally text some of my friends and be like, hey, when can we meet? You know, even if it's just sitting amongst each other's, you know, just in each other's company, you know, just listening. Like, there's one girl, we literally just go to the coffee shop and we just hang out. We don't have to say much, but it's just knowing that you got my back and I got yours, you know. And then another of my sister circle, like, we go on trips and stuff together. You know, we read the word, talk, commune, and just discuss and just enjoy. We sit down, we eat, and we make it a point to, you know, gather often. You know, I know everybody has their own lives, and everybody's busy, but we make sure that even if it's like maybe 3 months from now, you know, we gather and getting together, kind of checking in with each other. And we meet like every other week as well for like Bible study and stuff. So, but I just think it's important for you to be around people that are going to help you walk this walk, because again, we're not meant to do it by ourselves, and it's just important to be able to have someone to talk to, you know, and someone that's going to be able to relate to you.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
What's up, visionaries? I am Visionary Price. We are at the Visionary Place. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only way we're going to be able to keep this going. This one is for the visionaries. Everybody go through things and looking for a way out. This your way out. So tap in for sure. This for us. Let's go, visionaries. What's have been a similar experience through this whole Visionaries Place? We call it Find Your Troopers. You found your troopers, and now, you know, you're in a place where you don't need much. You don't need outside validation from men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? you find it within your group of women that y'all can relate on, but that gives you the strength so you can be strong when you do have these relationships with men.
Right.
I'm guessing that's
but
what it
also
is.
another thing that I can say is get to know yourself. Like literally, I've had to like write down all of my strengths. I mean, I write down my weaknesses too, because like stuff I still need to work on, but write down all of those things, because I feel like as women, or even people just in general, like people can tell you all day, oh my gosh, you're great, you're this, you're that, you know, you have so much going for you. So it's like when I hear that, it's a reminder. But I feel like for you to kind of just remember who you are, just write down everything that you're good at, write down, you know, those positive things about yourself, write down what you do for other people, and just have that in front of you, because I don't like to curse a lot, but you the shit, you know? And I feel like, you know, it's good for people to know that they are great. Like, they're great. You're beautiful. You have a lot of things going for you, you know? And I feel like we can't put our worth or calculate our worth based on how people treat us. Whether they see us or not, like, we still need to know who we are. We still need to know that we're great. We still need to know, you know, that we're important and that we matter. And I feel like you have to know that first. But with knowing that, you know what I mean, surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are going to catapult you. Because I feel like if you're hanging around the same people that don't know where they are, they don't have no guidance, they can't lead you because they need to be led themselves, you're going to constantly be running into a brick wall.
I like that.
You know?
It goes back to something that I've heard. If you always the smartest person in the room, you shouldn't be in that room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta surround yourself with people who teaching you stuff and showing you
Exactly.
how things work.
Kind of showing you the ropes. And that's what I was saying earlier. It goes back to like discipleship. I feel like with that, we're missing a lot of it. We're missing the mentorship, because I remember back in the day, the older women would like coach the younger women, teach the younger women the ways of life. I feel like the older women judge the younger women nowadays. And it's just like, okay, you're not showing me how to do it. I'm trying to figure it out, but nobody's teaching me. Yeah. So how do you expect me to be able to do all these great things or do, you know, like behave a certain way if nobody's teaching me how to do that, you know? Yeah. So I feel like mentorship and discipleship, like those two things are very important. And I feel it's the same thing with men too.
That's
you know?
A fact. No,
yeah.
Seriously. The good thing about life, everything works both sides, both ways. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as y'all need fellowship, we do too. You know, just as much as y'all have insecurities, we do too. You know, and it's a thing that's not talked about on the man's side because, you know, I don't know what it is, but we are taught to suppress and dumb down. You know what I'm saying? And women are taught to express and speak, which is both good and bad, but you know, I think it should be equal on both sides.
Yeah. And even though the whole idea about angry black women, like that, like gets under my skin, because it's like we can't express without, you know what I mean? I don't know, for me, like sometimes I can be emotional, so it's not like I'm fussing at you, but it's like there's like, you know, like
you fussing with you, maybe you fussing with them?
No, it's just because sometimes when, you know, when we're angry or we're upset, you know, like your voice can rise. You know, there's a change in your pitch, there's a change, you know, in the way that it's being projected. So I feel like a lot of times, you know, people be like, oh, you're just angry, calm down. It's like, I'm not mad, but for me, growing up, you know, when I was younger, I felt like I didn't have a voice. A lot of trauma.
We gonna get there.
Yeah, okay,
sure.
Okay.
No. I didn't even want to cut you off. I should have just let you go.
No, you good.
That was my next segment, right? Like, we talked about, you know, relationships and insecurities and things like that. And before all of this, you know, you came from somewhere and your mom and dad raised you a certain way, which turned you to that person, you know? So I definitely want to get into that. Where are you from and how would you say you was raised?
So I was was raised in California. I was born in Galveston, but we moved to California. So I lived out there till I was like 8 or 9. And then we moved back to Texas in the country. You ever heard of Dayton, Texas?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh yeah, because you're not from here. Yeah, so we moved to Dayton, Texas, which is literally the country. So from there I went to school and all of that. But yeah, so majority of my life I was raised by a single mom. But I feel like a portion of my life, like my dad was in the home, but then they split. I want to say they split maybe when I was like, I don't really know how old I was, but I think I was in elementary school when they split up. So yeah, majority of that time, my dad was at work when we were in California all the time, or when we were out here and they were together, he still would travel to California to work. So, mainly it was just my mom.
Wow. Did that impact you?
It did. I don't talk about it much, but I felt like me and my dad did not have the greatest relationship, and he would do a lot of buying when we were together. Yeah, and it's just like, no, like, I just want your attention. Like, we don't have to go anywhere. Like, literally just being in your presence was enough for me. But for him, I guess he didn't see it that way. He felt like he needed to spend a lot of money whenever we would gather. But I feel like that's a big piece of what I was looking for in these men, like searching the guys that wanted to like be in my face and stuff. I wasn't attracted to that because I felt like I was chasing my father, so that's the kind of guys that I gravitated towards, or guys that, and I don't know, it's a crazy science, a crazy psychology, I guess.
Yeah, it's introspective that you came up to these.
Yeah, it took me a while though to realize that I'm attracted to how the relationship that I had with my father, because I felt like the guys that would be in my face were too clingy, like why? It was overwhelming for me, like for you to just be in my face all the time, and I don't know, it was weird.
No, that's crazy. I got an analogy real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know, Netflix got a YouTube TV show called You. You have heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the season 3, he found somebody that was just like him.
Yep, met his match.
It scared the hell out of him. He was like,
Met his
what?
match.
I'm good. I don't want you.
Yes, met his match. But I've learned, over the time that, again, that's why I said it's important for you to get to know yourself. Because I didn't know myself. I didn't know who I was. And I feel like after I've gone through, kept hitting my head on the brick wall, it's like, okay, something got to change. Because I'm continually doing the same thing, getting the same results, and there's no growth, there's no change. So it's like, what am I doing? So I had to really look inside myself to see the triggers, to see the damage, to see, why I'm responding the way that I am, And I feel like as individuals, we're constantly growing. We're going to always grow. We're always going to be evolving if we choose to,
The key word,
choose to, yeah.
We got a choice.
Yeah, we definitely have a choice. I know it's a lot of things that, we experience. I've experienced a lot of, trauma, a lot of sexual trauma since I was 4. And I find myself reverting back to that 4-year-old. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like I've been in relationships, been involved with people, and I would get triggered. And I was feeling like I was stuck, like I couldn't get past this part in my life, and I would always revert back to it. And it's not like I was feeling sorry for myself. It was just that pain was real. And I didn't really know how to get around it. So I feel like, with these years now, it's like I'm going through the healing. I've done therapy. So I'm trying to get back into therapy because I know I still need, to heal from a lot of things.
I can tell it's been working on you, though, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love your perspective.
Thank you. So now I'm just in a place where, honestly, I'm reaching out to this child inside me. And I feel like that's going to catapult me to the next level. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, you have to basically reach out to your younger self, real talk. And I feel like as I've been writing, it has been healing.
Wow.
You know,
I was gonna bring that up too.
yeah. So I'm literally writing different pieces to myself. You know, from the perspective where I am now. You know.
Is it from the perspective you are now, from that 4-year-old, or like?
It's so honestly, it's like an apology, like apologizing, you know, to my younger self, and just basically like outlining, you know, just certain things that, as a child, like, you know, you're pretty much helpless, like, you know, like you can't really do much because you're a kid, and now I would always say, man, if I was able to go back, what would I tell myself, you know? So it's just, I'm sorry, like I saw all these things happening to you, but you know, me being a kid myself, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think you know, we can't go back in time,
right,
but we can heal what's now. To the kids that was your age, you know, going through whatever they going through in their life, what would you tell them though?
I would say speak up. That was one thing that I tried to speak up. I did tell, you know, I don't know how far I can go in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was certain things that was happening, you know, in the classroom, like, you know, sexual stuff. And I did like tell my teacher, but she would just tell me to sit down every time. This little boy was fondling me inside of the class, and you know, he would tell me to put my hands in his pants and things like that, and I would tell her, like, I know this is wrong, like something's not right, like, you know, and she was just, oh, go sit down, you know. And I remember going to the water fountain to go get water. He would be there humping me. Go to the restroom, he would be there, and it's just like I would go tell her, she would just keep telling me to sit down. So, you know, I never told my mom. And I didn't think it was, you know, something for me to tell her, because if I'm telling a grown adult,
And they saying,
right, and she's just brushing it off. But we were the only black kids, you know, in that town, well, not the town, but in that school. So I feel like it was a racial thing. That's just how I feel. But I remember subbing for the first time in the kindergarten class and being able to see everything. Everything. When they napped, where the kids were laying, and I'm walking around, you know, diligently watching. And I remember when they left, I cried like a baby, because I'm like, how can you be the adult and you see what's happening and you don't do anything about it?
to put this in perspective, she's a teacher now.
Yeah.
So to be where you was at, to see this now, it gotta be some type of like, wow.
Yeah. And you know, as far as like my students, like they come with so much trauma, they come with so much baggage, they come with, you know, so many different things that they're experiencing and going through, and they talk to me, you know, not all of them, but most of them, they come and talk to me. And I've had situations where I had to like literally call CPS. You know, I had to, you know, actually go in and talk to my administrators and, you know, see what it is that I needed to do. Just because, you know, like they go through a lot.
Yeah.
And I know for me, one reason I got into education was to be able to hear, because I felt like no one heard me, you know. And I remember in middle school we had a counselor, so I could actually talk to the counselor, but in high school that's all they did was paperwork.
Yep.
So there was really no one that I could really talk to. But it's like kids need to talk to somebody.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they need to talk to
home.
somebody. So I think it's important, you know, for me to be there and be a light, and, you know, because I'm more than just a teacher. You know, they call me mom, you know, true story.
Dope, though.
They call me mom, you know, they're always loving on me and I'm always loving on them. You know, when COVID happened, you know, I was like, ooh, can you get me in? But, you know, now I still like love on them. And sometimes they come in, you know, they just having a bad moment. I'll talk to them, pull them outside, give them a hug if I need to, and let them go wash their faces. I've had kids come in my class, fall asleep. I'm going to let them sleep. Because they probably stayed up all night, you know.
They gonna love you forever. Because my third, fourth grade teacher, I still know their names, what they did to me, everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I remember my 5th grade teacher. I actually ran into one of my teachers, one of my high school teachers, At the grocery store just the
Wow.
other day.
Yeah.
She looked the exact same, and it was just so cool because she saw my daughter, you know, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so old. But I was able to let her know that I'm a teacher now, and I just thanked her just for all that she did for me, because she took my graduation photos.
Wow.
You know, we ain't really have money, it was just my mama, but yeah, she took my graduation photos for me, and she had done a lot of other stuff, and she saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. So I really appreciated her for that.
So what I was gonna ask you was, do you feel like you are the teacher that you needed back when you were kids?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I do feel like that, simply because, you know, I know kids come in, some of them be cutting up. Like, teaching is not for the faint of heart, because, you know, some days I'll be like, oh Lord, what in the world was I thinking in getting this job? But, you know, I do feel like that because, you know, I get it. Like, kids, they don't really know how to, you know, I guess, regulate their emotions. They don't know how to express themselves correctly, so they act out, you know. So some of them, you know, but I'm very firm. I'm firm but loving.
You got to. You feel
I'm
me?
firm but loving. So, you know, but all of my kids would tell you that they know that Miss Gallo loves me. Like, they gonna always tell you that.
That's
you know,
dope.
and they gonna say, she love us, but she not about to play with us. Because I literally,
Balance. You feel me? Don't play with me,
I literally
man.
say that all the time. Like, yeah, you know, so.
Nah, that's amazing.
A lot of parents, they just work, you know, they work, they go to work, they handle the household, take care of the business, and, you know, they do what they can, you know, they do what they're taught, they do what they learn. And I feel like my mom and my dad, they weren't perfect, but they gave me what they knew, you know. But I feel like it's important for parents to talk to their children, just to check in and see what's going on with them. Like, I make it a point for me to kind of talk with my daughter. How was your day? You know, I check in with her periodically. I check her phone.
Yo, you got,
I go through her phone, sure do, because
Gotcha.
you know, you gotta kind of see what your child or your children are into, because it's so easy for them to fall
Slip.
down rabbit holes,
Yep.
get stuck, you know, because not to be TMI, because she probably gonna be like, Mama, why you said that? But you know, she had got into some stuff on TikTok. And I was like, what is this? So, you know, we had a conversation, and, you know, I had her immediately delete it, because it's like, no, I don't want that for you.
Yes.
My whole thing as a mother is keeping you from going through the experiences that I went through. And I always said, you know, based on a lot of experiences that I had as a young child, like, I don't want this for my children. You know, I want my children to be able to talk to me. I don't care what you're going through, come and talk to me. You know, I've always wanted to be that parent where you are comfortable and that you know that you are welcome to talk to me about anything. I ain't hiding no dead bodies. However, you get into some trouble, let me know. And it's another thing, letting her know the importance of her coming to me, because you don't have to do life by yourself.
That's a fact.
And I don't want you to feel like you're by yourself in this thing. So no matter what it is, like, I want you to come and talk to me, and I'm not gonna, you know, be fussing. You know, I would rather you come and talk to me and tell me so I can help you get out of the situation. Because if you get into some stuff and you're not coming to me, you know, and
it's hard for you to back her now, because you like, I didn't even know.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, you know, I've gotten myself into a lot of situations, and I feel like had I had that support, I wouldn't even have gone through half of the stuff that I went through. You know, so it's important for me to
that's
do
a
that.
fact. I didn't mean to cut your
No,
wisdom,
you're fine.
But it just reminded me of when I was young. I used to take my mama's car.
What?
3 o'clock at night.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah, I was wild.
Oh, wow. I never done that.
I was crazy.
But
So,
I probably wanted to.
look, I'm driving, joyriding. Police get behind me. Whoop!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
Wow.
got real. And then I'm calling my mama and she's, Ma, come get me. She's like, boy, I didn't even know you was gone.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's always-
situations like that, yeah. But I do remember, and that's another reason why I tell it's good for you to connect with people. Like, for me, I always connect with other mothers. And it was good for me because, you know, sometimes I felt like maybe I'm too harsh or maybe I'm too lenient. So reaching out to other parents, you know, or what's wrong with my child, you know, you can kind of see when they tell you their experiences about their children, then you're like, oh, okay, so it's normal. It's a normal thing.
It's what kids do.
But I had talked to one parent, and she told me what she did with her children. Like, she will give them opportunities to be honest without getting in trouble. So I took that, and I would do that with my daughter, like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you some space for you to tell me whatever it is that you need to tell me, clear your chest, you know, and you will not get in trouble. So the first time she was a little reluctant, but, you know, after a while, she was being honest with me, and I was able to see, oh, okay, what areas I need to navigate. Yeah,
gotcha.
well, that too, but being able to see where I needed to kind of help, you know, because I feel like if you don't give them the space to speak up and give them the space to be honest with you,
They
you
not
know,
gonna be
yeah,
honest.
because
Yeah.
I didn't have that, because I know my sister was honest with my mom, and my mom would, you know, use a lot of those things against her, so I was like, I ain't saying nothing, and
I
that's
like
the
that.
worst place to be in,
I
to
was-
feel like you have to, you know, like hide and be secret with
Right,
everything.
you'll never truly know your child, and then that's when they go outside of you, and they can really find
Right.
something that's not good for them to validate them.
Exactly.
Facts.
But
Go ahead. I'll be on TikTok, and I look at these parenting tips and stuff like that, and it's something I want to incorporate. They were saying having like a certain room or space that y'all go to. When we in this space, we talking freely, and you can talk to me however
like
you
that.
want. You know what I'm saying? But outside this door, you know that. Don't cuss in front of me.
Right. No, yeah, no, that's really, really good. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. And I did tell her that if it's something that you feel like you cannot absolutely tell me, you know, I told her a couple people that she can go to, like my people that I trust, you know. Like I have a friend named Tamika, you know, I told my daughter, like, hey, if you feel like you can not absolutely come to me, you can go to her, you know. And I feel like, you know, our children are not going to tell us everything.
They're not.
They're not.
They
We
not.
just got to accept that fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
I
so.
love my mama to death, but I can't tell her everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Because you
cap.
know it's gonna be some. Because you know
Mama-
your
mama is
parents
mama, you
exactly. They always look at you as they baby, and that's what it's gonna be, and ain't no way around it.
Facts. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So the next topic I want to discuss. How did you actually find poetry though? Like, was it writing first? Or was it like a verse that popped in your head and you just said it? Like,
Man, so I started writing, and literally writing saved me, like low key, because verbally it was always hard for me to get out what I needed to say, because I felt like my voice was stripped before I even had the ability to use it. But that's how I would get out what I needed to get out, by writing. And literally I wrote about everything. I wrote about, you know, my isolation, like, you know, when I was feeling depressed, when I was feeling sad and lonely and feeling like I was alone. I write about the funny stuff, you know. But I had these journals that I would just write in every day. And eventually people started seeing that I was a writer, and that's what they knew me for. And I remember my auntie, she found my journal. I felt so violated, because she literally read through every single piece, and it's just like, she was like, oh my gosh, you write so well, and you're only like 10 years old, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so that's really how I got through, and how I coped through a lot of stuff, you know, growing up.
So from writing to actually performing.
Man, I started performing in 2009, I want to say. Was it 2000? No, I lie. That's when I graduated college. It was 2015, I think. Or maybe it was 2009. I think it was 2009. I remember I was so scared and so nervous, because I had never really like shared, you know, my poetry out loud. And yeah, I did it. And I remember when I memorized my first piece, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. Yeah. So, you know, now when I spit, like most of the time, you know, I do the spoken word, but sometimes I've learned to read, because I always felt, you know, since I've been doing this, like, oh, you can't go up there with no paper, or your phone. But now I'm like, self-expression is self-expression. So, you know, and it's not going to make it any worse or better whether I read it or spit it. So, you know, that's just a little nugget.
I like that.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that, you know, I started when I was like 9, started writing. And like I literally had 4 or 5 journals just full of
Were you
poetry.
Were you surprised when you actually start performing your pieces? Were you surprised how people was gravitating to you?
Yeah. So I was like really nervous at first because like a lot of things that I share, it comes from a vulnerable place. So I do a lot of self-expression, things that I've gone through, my own experiences. I would also write about other people's experiences, but I do a lot of storytelling with my writing. So I like to be very vivid and lyrical and metaphoric and all of those things.
Storytelling the best though. I love it.
Yeah.
All of it best, good, but storytelling does something to my brain where I can remember everything you said, no cap.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But, yeah, so we're gonna conclude this conversation for today.
Okay.
But has been amazing to get to actually talk to you and on your
Awesome.
story. The kids are amazing, and I love that you do so much work for them and for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
For sure. Continue to heal, continue to build, continue to be amazing, because we need people like you.
Yes.
No boo, you feel me?
No
All right, cool.
boo.
So, can you tell the people how they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram under Cintel Glow, and on TikTok, Jillhot, JILLHAUTE. That's it.
You heard what she said. Now y'all go follow her and
Follow.
wait. My name is Visionary Price. We're at the Visionary Place. Nature is beautiful. I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe.
And share.
You feel me? We tapping out.